Could the pressure be too much to handle for the Celtics this year? I certainly think so. The 2023-24 Celtics enter a season in which they came one win short of the second straight NBA Finals appearance last season. Gone is Marcus Smart. Gone is Rob Williams. Gone is Malcolm Brogdon. Gone is Grant Williams. All of the depth pieces that the Celtics had last year that made them what I believe to be the deepest team in the NBA have been traded out for more superstar players. Early in the offseason, Brad Stevens swung a trade that netted him Kristaps Porzingis and 2 first-round picks. And then he turned around and used one of those first-round picks to trade away and acquire Drew Holiday after he was sent to Portland in the Damian Lillard blockbuster a couple of weeks ago at the time of this recording. And a lot of people conflicted. I understand that there was a lot of emotional attachment to Marcus Smart. He'd been here since the beginning of the Brad Stevens era, really after that first season when they tried to tank for a better draft pick. But I really didn't like Marcus Smart. I'll be completely honest. I'm glad he's gone. Holiday is a better point guard, just in the pure sense of the word. I mean, he averaged over 7 assists last season. You haven't had a guy in green like that since, Rondo in 08 and those years when he was really thriving alongside the big three. Holiday is what you need. He's a great perimeter defender like Smart was, and he's a better offensive player. So he's an upgrade there. Now, in terms of Porzingis, yes, I understand he's injury prone, but he's still an upgrade. Let's face it, he's younger, he can score, he doesn't need help to get his shot off, and I think he's going to fit in really well in a pick and roll with any one of the Celtics ball handlers. And yes, I get it. The fan favorite in Rob is gone. Believe me, I am among the people that are just absolutely devastated that he's out the door, and the depth has taken a hit. But look at their lineup 1 through 6. Drew Holiday, Derek White, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum, Kristaps Porzingis, and then you have Al Horford off the bench. I'm taking that starting 6 over anybody in the NBA. Not the Bucks, not the Suns, not, I guess, the old Warriors, not the Lakers. You could put them against anybody in the league currently. I'm taking the Celtics starting 6. The big question for them, of course, is going to be health. You have guys that go down with injury. You have Horford's obviously old and he's not going to be playing back-to-backs. And by trading away Rob Williams, who himself was injury-prone, it was still depth along the front lines where if you had Horford go down, and you had Rob go down, or even, God forbid, Porzingis misses extended time, you had 2 other guys that could fill in. The front court depth is not necessarily where you want it to be, but it's still more than manageable. If you can get this lineup, this starting core group to the playoffs healthy, you'll be very, very successful. The question is, can they? And I led by saying I think the pressure might start to crack when it comes to the Celtics. And I still stand by that. This is Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown's team now. More so Tatum than Brown, but still, it's a two-headed monster. That's what the Celtics have been built on since they drafted the two. And they're entering their window where they should be winning championships. It's easy. It's hard. Sorry, it's not easy. Actually, it's hard to win titles when you're young in the NBA. You look at all these stars, Jordan, Kobe, LeBron, go on down the line. And I'm not saying that these two are that caliber, but it took them time to win their first championships. Not everyone is ready to go and win right away. But once you hit that 25, 26, 27, somewhere around there, that's when you should be winning. And that's exactly where the Jays are now. And before, there were plenty of excuses for why they came up short in big moments. The team as a whole, not necessarily them. First, you blame Brad Stevens, so you went out and got a new coach in Ime Udoka. Even before that, you could argue you blame the star players, Kyrie Irving. Gordon Hayward was not the same after his injury, so you shipped both of those guys out. And now you're shipping out a guy in Marcus Smart who, in my opinion, definitely had an ego problem at certain moments of the game. He was a problem when it came to the hierarchy of this team. People wanted to respect him as the emotional leader, the longest tenured guy in that room, the veteran, but he was not better than Brown or Tatum. Now, all of that is gone. It is on them to succeed. And more importantly, not just succeed, win. Win at a high level, because they've won more than most young guys have in their careers, in their entire careers. And they're only 25 and 26. They have 5 Eastern Conference Finals appearances in 7 years, I believe. But it's not enough. You got to get over the hump. You got to win Banner 18, because this is what we care about in the city. We don't care about finals appearances. We care about banners getting raised to the rafters, and that's what you need to do. There is a trap here for the Celtics, though, because I think that Celtics fans, Celtics brass, they have to avoid not becoming complacent and believing that the title window is going to stay open forever. Because they believed that in 2018 and 19 when they had Kyrie and Al Horford and Gordon Hayward and Jason Tatum was young and Jaylen Brown was ascending. That window snapped shut almost immediately. They had an underwhelming 2018-19 season, and then Horford left. Irving was just pissed off with the organization. We knew he wasn't going to re-sign. It was an absolute disaster. And they felt like they were lost kind of during that COVID season. Yes, they got Kemba Walker, made another Eastern Conference Finals, and lost to the Heat. It's just not, windows are not open forever. They're just not. And when you look at this Celtics team, I worry that this could be one of the few remaining years that they have. The cap constraints being what they are, coming forward with the NBA's new luxury tax thresholds and the restrictions that they put on teams that are trying to contend and spend into that tax, it's going to be harder to keep this current core group of guys around. And in a couple of years, if you extend Drew Holiday, the Derek White extension might be coming. They've already signed a deal with Peyton Pritchard a few days ago. You're looking at a team that could have to trade Jaylen Brown or Porzingis in a couple years' time to just get under the tax threshold and be able to build out the rest of their roster. Al Horford's not getting any younger, obviously, and frankly, I think they're in danger of falling into what I would consider to be the ultimate curse, if you will, of good teams, which is to become what Kawhi Leonard and the Clippers are now. They have a bunch of great players led by two superstar wings, sound familiar, in Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. A bunch of guys who can shoot, defend, pass the ball. It's just a lot of good role players that you would think would put them over the top. And what do they have to show for it? One conference finals appearance in the Kawhi Leonard Clippers era. Steve Ballmer must be pulling whatever little hair he has left out of his skull right now, just watching his teams consistently come up short. I don't want the Celtics team to be remembered as a very good team that just couldn't get it done. You have to go and put your mark on the NBA when you can, and this is a moment for them to do that. And yes, the East has gotten better at the top with the Bucks and the Celtics. Outside of that, Philly's taken a step back. Cleveland might be a little bit better, but still unproven in the playoffs, and they still have the Donovan Mitchell question hanging over them. And you look at the West, right? Dallas, are they really going to be able to take a big leap considering that they didn't even make the playoffs last year? The Warriors should be in a retirement home. The Lakers and Nuggets are your two chief rivals because I don't believe in the Suns. Can you take down Jokic and or LeBron when you get there? Like I said, I'll take the Celtics starting six over any other six in the NBA, and I think that they could do it. But they have to get there. And the Heat, how could I forget about the Heat? What a miserable, miserable offseason that they've had. Losing out on Damian Lillard, then losing out on Drew Holiday, losing them both, meanwhile, to Eastern Conference rivals. It's not even like they went somewhere else in the West. They went to the East, and that's part of the reason that I love having Drew on this team is that I think he'll be motivated, especially when they face Milwaukee, who, by and large, again, like the Celtics, health could be a major factor with them. Defense for them is a bigger concern than it is for Boston. Looking at this Celtics team, they should be second title favorites. The Nuggets, absolutely. You won it last year. You deserve the benefit of the doubt. Stay in the top dog spot for now. The Celtics should be number 2. And let's see if they make good on that. Let's see if they fulfill the promise that they've had for the last, feels like half decade now, where it's this team should be knocking on a finals door. Will they crack? I worry that they will. I'm not going to lie. It's just the Celtics experience over the last decade or so has been to get so close and come up small in a big game or have one player, like last season in Game 7, Jason Tatum sprains his ankle, Jaylen Brown can't dribble with his left hand, and it was all over. And a miraculous comeback fell through after Derek White's incredible Game 6 winning shot at the buzzer. The season begins in just under a week or so, and let's see. Let's see if these Celtics have what it takes to get it to the finish line. I'm your host, Jeremy. Thank you guys for listening as always. Please like, subscribe, do all that fun stuff. It really means a lot. Stay tuned for more content, and I will catch you on the next episode of Massholes with Mics. See you later.